Good afternoon, gentlemen. Uh, Gentlemen and ladies, if I know there are a few of them. So, hi, this is Jay from M76 Analytics. We are speaking at this webinar being hosted by 10XTD on demystifying decision science. The entire journey of decision science, in fact, science is also an art. In fact, mathematics is also an art in many ways. And Bertrand Russell once made a very important statement. He said, mathematics possesses not only truth, but supreme beauty, a beauty cold and austere like that of a sculpture. And actually, that is exactly where the word sculpture leads into the fact that the truth that is supposed to emerge out of the mathematics may not just be a simple sliced and diced number. It could be different. It could have a shape to itself. It could have a path leading to itself. Therefore, it has to be sculpted out. It would not just be one data model being imposed on my entire data set and that giving me some sort of a report. So it is the creation of the sculpture, the sculpting of the sculpture, which essentially decision science is. And that's where we are starting with the statement. So very briefly about ourselves, M76 Analytics, we're a Sign ID Bombay company working primarily in the space of giving strategy toolkits and templatized strategy. And we get into the subject straight away. When does your decision science journey start? So here is a typical question, which anybody who heads sales, either it be a bank, a mutual fund company, an AMC, or even a realtor, anybody who heads sales, B2C sales, typically has questions like this. The question that we've just put up here on the screen, our sales shoot up every March, as the distributors ramp up their game to meet the deadlines. These distributors could even be your direct sales representatives of banks, or the last mile channel partners. They could be any of them. But are those numbers worth being celebrated? Because many times, even if you look at the case of several pharmaceutical companies, what tends to happen is that the salesman, to get his bonus, pushes a lot of stock, the pharma stock, on the distributor, and it's not necessarily consumed at the retail endpoint. So after a while, the distributors, have to send the stock back, and the sales has to be marked down. But invariably, the salesman makes his commission and pushes away. Now, there are several of dimensions, tens of dimensions. What is the geography? What is distribution channel? What is the particular product he's pushing? Was there a leeway to have more sales commissions for downstream members in that product, in that particular sales scheme? We do not know. There are tens of dimensions to do so. And if you're a large company, you might actually have crores and crores worth of transactions. Even your individual transactions, if you're something like a deposit scheme, your individual transactions could start as low as 500 or 5,000 rupees and could even go to a lakh or a crore. How do you now get the black sheep out? Your standard reports, they might just not help you to drill down beyond 2 dimensions. Often, the very effectiveness of the salesman might need a computational number which extends across each of the dimensions, and they could be 7 dimensions, 8 dimensions. How do you then go about saying which are the black sheep, which is the needle in the haystack? If there are many needles, how much have they actually contributed to my decline or to my gain? How do I go about assessing all these? And this is exactly where decision science comes in. And this is exactly where reporting hits its limit. It can't go beyond that. A lot of the traditional analytics, which is often dependent on visualization, also hits its limit there. It can't go beyond that. And that is where decision science comes in. So typically after decision science, the manager would come up and say, oh, wow, this is the right way to measure my business. Though we knew this well, I had a hunch that that distributor is not doing well, but we never had the dexterity, the ability to move our arms, move our hands, and the freedom to map our structure and say, this is the decision-making process I actually need. And decision science actually contributes to making the decision-making process standardized and templatized within an organization.